my more brothers, back in for a quick one. This is something that everybody wants me to comment on, even though it's kind of like ho-hum, even it was ho-hum when it happened, because this kind of crap happens to those class of people all the time. The ghetto rappers. So this is the Tory Lanez and the Megan Thee Stallion court case, right? Where Tory Lanez, I think, unjustly got convicted, but it is what it is. This is ghetto gangster rapper stuff, and if you get caught up in it, anything can happen. And you get into a court and you got a reputation, the prosecutor's going to come after you, and the jury, which is not of your peers, is probably going to convict you. That happens all the time. But my angle is, and it's something that it came across my desk today in Telegram. Shout out to Edward Anderson for actually posting this. And this was posted by Joe Budden a few days ago. And it involves Yaya Mayweather. Now, 2 years ago, Yaya Mayweather got into it with NBA YoungBoy's girlfriend, or baby mama. And she stabbed her. Whatever the conflict was, whatever the thing was, she stabbed the girl. Now, 2 years after that, she goes to trial. There's questionable evidence one way or the other. We know that she stabbed her because she admitted that she stabbed her. And there's questionable testimony that went back and forth. And they're really trying to blame NBA YoungBoy for allowing it to actually happen. But she admitted she stabbed the girl, and she could have gotten up to 20 years in prison. She made a plea, and she got 6 years probation. Now, we know she had the knife. It was her knife. We know that she stabbed the girl. We know that the girl went to the hospital for being stabbed. And she got 6 years probation, which I personally don't have any problem with, because I personally really don't care. She's a woman, and they're going to treat women differently. That's expected. But when you juxtapose it next to the Tory Lanez trial, and you see the evidence that was for or against him, and the testimony, right? It's unclear, number one, whether that was his gun or not, because the fingerprints weren't found on the gun. Number two, his DNA was not found on the gun, or the bullets, or the magazine. Number three, they had a questionable testimony, and the witnesses have changed their statements more than once. A lot of shenanigans, a lot of stuff went on in that trial, and it's supposed to be beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, there's plenty of doubt in this case. I don't know what the jury heard that convinced them that it was beyond a reasonable doubt, other than Meg Thee Stallion saying that Tory Lanez shot her. If that's all that you need, believe all women, and her word is gospel, okay. Well, you juxtapose this to a woman that did stab her with her knife and sent the girl to the hospital that could have gotten 20 years. She gets 6 years probation. Now, we don't know what Tory Lanez is going to get. As far as what the prosecution says, we have no idea whether he's going to get the 20 years, he's going to get a certain amount of time and then get released, or he could get the probation just like she did. We don't know. What we're saying is the handling of the cases are light years away from each other, and how they're handled, just because it's a black man versus a black woman. Pretty much the same kind of circumstances, two women getting into it over a man, and this kind of stuff going on. But as soon as a man is interjected into the space, automatically, especially a black man, he's automatically on the defensive. He's automatically presumed guilty. And Tory Lanez has been presumed guilty since the incident. Even when you find out that, number one, it wasn't his gun. Number two, his fingerprints aren't on it. Even number three, the DNA of the gun that came off the gun wasn't on it. But somehow he shot Megan Thee Stallion without touching the gun. They made a way to make him guilty. And in the other case with Yaya Mayweather, they made a way for her not to do time. And this is very consistent the way women are charged versus men, especially black men are charged versus all other people. Like, I'll tell you my opinion of it. This stuff was shady and shaky from the very beginning. Should have never gone to trial. I think Tory Lanez should have got the same kind of plea deal that Yaya Mayweather got, done his 2 or 3 years probation and been good. It took 2 years to get evidence and prosecute this case, and it still came up with the same garbage. But we got to remember, this is racist America, and it is what it is. The black man is the lowest part of the permanent underclass, And he is the first person to get sacrificed in the name of justice, or so-called justice. To expect anything different, you'd have to be delusional. But just insane. I know people have gone off and gone through all the rigmarole about Tory Lanez in this case and the kind of crap that you go through. I'm not, because like I said, I live in LA. This kind of semi-gangster stuff or wannabe gangster stuff happens all the time. That's why it happened in LA. And normally I pay it no mind. Normally this stuff would not even gone to trial. They would have shut up. They'd have went home. They flew their separate ways, and it's just been a rumor. In this case, it went to trial. And if you're a black man involved in this kind of stuff, this is the kind of stuff that can happen. And I say to black men of means, if you're at that level, leave these ratchet black chicks alone, okay? I don't care how fat her ass is. I don't care how pretty she is. I don't care how easy it is to slide up in her box. I don't care how good her box is, okay? If she got some ratchet in her, if she got ratchet tendencies, and you're a man of means above, I would say even above 6 figures, leave them alone. Because at any instant, they're going to flip, because they know that the law and the society is not going to come down on them, but they will come down on you. Choose wisely. And I say, the second thing is get your passport. Don't even deal with them. Don't even play in this arena. If you got a man of means, don't even play here. Be here, get your business. If you got to pay for sex, pay for it. And basically, you want a family, you want a woman, do it outside the boundaries of the United States. They have shown that any kind of interaction, any kind of contract that you sign inside the United States, you're not going to get treated fairly. And it doesn't matter how much money that you have. You look at Tory Lanez, you look at Bill Cosby, even if you want to talk about Kanye West, your money doesn't matter. Your money doesn't matter. There's a contract, and it's between you and everybody else. You're going to get a short end of the stick. As long as you know that and act accordingly, you'll be Gucci. When you forget that and think that you have rights, that's the first step of you having problems. Knowing that you have rights and trying to exercise them like everybody else, it don't work the same for you, but it works for everybody else. You're different, and you're going to get treated differently. And you being treated differently is going to have an effect. And so most of those are negative. So if you're going to do it here, you're going to engage here, which most people have to. Take it with a grain of salt and take it with a ton of prevention. Anyhow, that's all I got for this one. This is BGS out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.